You guys are here because you're creative people and you want to make things, and you're here ostensibly to learn how to make them. And this channel has existed for 4 years now to answer that question. Now, how do I do something? What's the technical process of making molds and making castings? And how do you do all that stuff? And it's really just been an information channel. And that's all fine, but have you ever asked yourself the question, why am I, why do I even want to make stuff? Why do I care about this stuff? What's important about it to me? Maybe the worst question an artist can ask themselves is why, because why brings up a lot of doubt. It's like, oh God, why am I even bothering with this stuff? What is it that is so important to me that I'm trying to say things and express myself and communicate with people and explore? And you can really get yourself into the paralysis of analysis where you just say, I got to figure out what's it all about? Why am I doing this? What is the point to creativity? What is the point to trying to communicate something through a medium of art and painting, sculpture, making stuff? Uh, why? Why do I struggle with this stuff? And is it possible to make artwork that is a product of how you live your life and maybe mimics the way you live your life? You go through life. I thought I was going to have a plan in my life. I had it all laid out when I was young. And as I've lived my life, and I'm 67 years old, I realize that I have just bumbled and stumbled and groped and felt my way through the darkness. And what plans I had changed constantly, and it interests me to make art that mimics that process. It's like, I'm really, what is the most important thing in your life? Well, it's all of your relationships, right? All of your friends and your family and the humans around you and how you interact with all those people and what that all feels like. And so for me, the same thing is true in art. What's really interesting is how the formal elements of art, the color, the shapes, the values, all those things, the forms, interact and interplay with one another to create this thing that communicates ideas and feelings and engagement, and all of those things you try to balance and bring together. And I don't know, it's just for me. I don't have any real way of doing it except to approach making a piece of artwork the way I've lived my life, and that is you just, okay, I'm going to do this now and see what happens. And yeah, I've got a plan, but what happens when I follow the plan and it's not working out? It really is horrible, and I can't do it, and it no longer, and then, oh God, I've wasted all my time, and you just abandon it because it's so bad and you're so broken and you're so sad about the whole thing, like a relationship or like anything in your life that doesn't work. And sometimes you abandon it and then you come back to it later and maybe it comes back to life. I've often made pieces of art and they just hit a place where, oh God, they're just awful. What a failure. And I put them in the closet, I throw them away, and just put them aside and come back to them months later, even years later, and all of a sudden go, oh, look at that. There's something here of value. There's something here I can use. I guess I'm trying to find a way to make videos and to make art, the things, my work product and my activities and my, daily thing, my daily business of living, all come together in a way that makes some sense to somebody and yet has this constant feeling of exploration and excitement and engagement and, keeping me occupied in something that's very interesting and puzzling and difficult to work out. So a painting's just like a relationship. You you get engaged and you do it and you're with it, and it comes to a point where it's done. And then if it's, we've all been in long relationships all our lives with people, our families, our parents, our, children, our wives and spouses, husbands, and those are long, ongoing things. But they all have different phases and different ups and different downs and require different approaches. And so making art is like making your life. And I think that that's been something that's a lot more interesting to me, is to try to find meaning in all of the mess and all of the problems and all of the difficulties that you encounter, but also the you know, the problems that arise from being successful and being great at what you do, and therefore getting trapped into what you do. I mean, it's so complicated and so interesting and so endlessly engaging. And that's why I create stuff. That's why I have this lifelong compulsion to make things. I think it is anyway. Maybe the reason that I do visual art is that I suck at expressing myself intelligently in any other medium. But I don't know. I'm just left with doubt. And I have become comfortable with doubt. I'm fine with it. I think doubt is the mother of creation. It's the mother of invention. It's the reason you do things, because the minute you know something, it kind of becomes settled, and then you go on and explore the next unknown thing. I don't mind living it with doubt, but it is stressful, and it requires that you constantly engage. We are all tilting at windmills and getting through life as best we can. Sorry for this rambling video, but it needs to be done. I might make more of them. I don't know. I'm just fumbling my way through the dark, folks. And if you want to come along, come along. And if you don't, go watch somebody do something else on YouTube.